Welcome back to InformOverload, everyone. I'm your information overlord, Johnny Rogers, and if you happen to be new here, we find the most exciting news stories on the internet and then make them more entertaining. So don't forget to tap that subscribe button, that way you never miss another story. Plus, don't forget to stick around to the end of this video where we reveal the absolute creepiest finding that a YouTuber has ever made. It blew me away, just learning about it, and I definitely don't want you to miss this one. Don't miss it. In at number 10, the safe house. When this YouTuber was recording himself exploring an abandoned factory, he noticed a weird concrete block with a metal gate on the side of it. What he discovered was a ladder that led into a small dark tunnel. The tunnel led him to a safe house that was filled with supplies and even looked as though someone had been living down there. There was garbage and debris littered everywhere, which either means that the person doesn't clean up after themselves or they had to get out in a hurry. In at number 9, the lost cooler. When YouTuber Mr. Technical Difficult posted a video of himself at a local watering hole with families and their dogs just chillaxing, we certainly did not expect what would follow. First, the man in the video spots a cooler on the other side of the water and instructs a man in blue swimming trunks to go fetch it. When the white cooler and blue trunks made their way back to the other side, you can see that it's been duct taped shut. A bystander jokes hoping that it's either treasure or cocaine. However, they were in for a rude awakening, for when it opened, all that was inside was this extremely old and extremely creepy looking doll. My guess is it's haunted, and the previous owners of said doll were clearly trying to get rid of it. In at number 8, hole in the ground. YouTuber World War II history hunter spends most of his time searching for remnants of the last war with his metal detector. He's found a few of these old German hiding spots throughout his travels, one of which though looks like it was recently inhabited. The door was sealed really well and hidden with dirt, but with a proper set of tools he was able to open it. Inside, the hole was dark and almost appeared to lead into a tunnel of sorts. He explicitly says that he didn't want to adventure down there because of how creepy it was to find in the first place. Earlier in the day he had come across things like a cell phone and even a hot plate, which suggests that someone could have very well been living in one of those holes recently even. In at number 7, the war bunker. Meanwhile, in Great Britain, another YouTuber came across what appears to be an abandoned war bunker. The war required many of these bunkers to be commissioned for the protection of Great Britain, but when the war ended, naturally both sides didn't really have a use for them. As a result, YouTube is filled with videos of people stumbling across these lost bunkers. The creepy part about this new discovery though was that the abandoned war bunker still had running electricity. It was also unusually large in size and still had some of these soldier supplies scattered throughout. In at number 6, the prosthetic leg. Bordering the line of both confusing and creepy, I bet when this YouTuber hit record, they never thought that they would come across a prosthetic leg. While diving in a river, they noticed what appeared to be an amputated leg jammed under a rock, but once the camera got closer, they soon realized that it was a prosthetic. Thank God, how disturbing would that have been if it was a human leg? I mean, ew. Either way, it looked very old and had probably been dislodged from its host a long time ago. In at number 5, the abandoned plane. When YouTuber Exploring with Josh got tipped off that an abandoned plane was near where they would be filming, he and his team quickly set out to find it. It took nearly an hour moped ride to reach their destination, and oddly enough, the plane was found in the middle of nowhere, but it seemed to be on display. Judging from the size of the area, it's difficult to assess how exactly a 737 could have even landed there, but I guess that's the creepy part. The fact that it's there at all is remarkable. The only portion of the plane that they could explore was the cargo, which was almost creepier than the plane itself. In at number 4, the Sunken Statue. While a team of scuba divers were adventuring in the depths of Bohol in the Philippines, they came across a sunken statue of Mother Mary. It must have been made by some really decent materials because it looked as though it had been put there recently. What we do know is that the statue was actually placed there with a purpose in mind. The statue of Mary was put into the water to stop dynamite fishing on the reef, and it actually worked. All of the locals know the statue is there and understand its importance. Although if you're foreign to these parts of the water, it will most certainly shock and disturb you. In at number 3, little girl in a cave.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my phone actually. English?
I don't know
You
if
speak English? No English. No? Oh, okay. Okay,
YouTuber Exploring with Josh earns another spot on our list of creepy discoveries. He and his crew decided to explore a deep underground cave, and for the majority of the video, besides the tourists on the outside of the cave, they were all alone. That is until they reached the end. They could faintly hear the sounds of a little girl weeping, and when they turned back down another corridor, they discovered that they were not alone after all. Lost in the cave was a little girl who had wandered off from her family. With no flashlight, she was frantically trying to find a way out until Josh and his crew found her. In at number 2, the abandoned shark. YouTuber Luke McPherson takes a bite out of her number 2 spot with his discovery of a shark left in an abandoned wildlife park. At first glance, it looks like someone's pool before they've reopened it and added a lot of chlorine. Like a lot. Wanting to know what was on the inside of the tank, he ventured to the other side of it and could make out the shadowy outline of a shark. The wildlife park, also known as Wildlife Wonderland, was an attraction where tourists could see local Australian animals up close and personal. One of the main attractions was a preserved dead shark by the name of Rosie. F's in the chat for Rosie. Last but not least, the creepiest of all discoveries. Make sure you keep your garlic crosses and holy water close to the chest. Number 1, the vampire doll. While walking through a graveyard site, a YouTuber noticed what appeared to be a doll wearing bright white clothes. Upon closer inspection, the doll looked more sinister than they could have ever imagined. It was a vampire looking doll of a baby, bottle full of blood and all, and not only was it perched on the edge of a tombstone, but its eyes were created as an optical illusion. This was so that the demon doll appeared to follow you with its eyes no matter which way you looked at it. Although we know it's just an optical illusion, it does not negate the fact that it is one of the creepiest discoveries ever made. Now that we have the creepy crawlies out of our skin, let's check out some of your uplifting comments from the video titled The Dark Truth About the Teletubbies. Kylene Pearson says, I always knew how creepy this show was, now this just proves my point. I hope you're talking about the Teletubbies. Hey, happy we could guide you to solidifying your assumptions. Memes Are Cool says, well, thanks for ruining my early childhood, I appreciate it. And thank you for using proper punctuation. Rest says, they were always creepy, they would just stare at you with their big demonic eyes. Yeah, their eyes and that exploding baby sun just always freaked me out. It's too much. JP says, I always thought the show was a little weird. Apparently it's more than a little weird. Livy Love says, watch out Johnny, the Teletubbies are after you? They're right behind you? Oh no, gotta go. Thank you for watching InformOverload. I managed to escape the Teletubbies, so if you enjoyed this video, why not show us some love by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus leave us a comment down below with which one from our list creeped you out the most. And if you find any news stories that you want us to cover, just send a link to our Instagram page at InformOverload, and if we like it, you may just see your story on our channel. Plus, don't forget to check out our newest channel, Tier List Official, where we rank pretty much everything in a very hilarious and new way. Click that link down in the description below. And for more videos like this one, all you gotta do is click that playlist on the side of your screen. From InformOverload, I'm Johnny Rogers. Until next time, take care.